Hi everyone, Christine Kopr with Sotheby's Realty. Thank you so much for joining me for my September 2021 market statistics, plus a quick look at some news in the market regarding interest rates, as well as a deep dive into detached homes, West Side versus East Side, and is there opportunity for you? So what I'm going to do is talk about the Greater Vancouver or the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver Real Estate Statistics. It's the broad view. Why is it important to you? Because it's the trend. The trend is your friend. So we're going to jump into that very quickly and get through it as fast as we can. And hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, here we go. All right, so as you know, I like to share this graph with you every single month. It gives us a really good idea of what's going on in the marketplace. It's also an excellent tool to give you just an idea, a general idea of what's going on, because you still need to look into your specific market, whether you're thinking about buying or selling right now. We got to drill down even deeper into your neighborhood. Wait till you see what we came up with for detached homes, West Side versus East Side. And of course, once you dig deeper into that and price of homes, it's really going to dictate what you're going to do next. So if you are thinking about buying or selling right now or in the near term future, definitely reach out to us so that we can start walking you through some of this information, but more importantly, finding out more about you and what's going on for you so we can put a customized plan together for you. All right, so here we are. We are starting off with September. September had 3,149 sales. That is up, that's down 14% year over year, but basically flat to August. These are still elevated sales. In fact, this is about 21% over the 10-year average for sales. So sales have remained strong. Now, the thing that we've been looking out for is inventory, because as you've all been hearing, the inventory, the supply to support the demands of the buy side of the market, it has just been non-existent for quite some time now, going on 2 years. So new listings, we were thinking September is the next, the fall market is the second busiest market of the year, expecting to see more listings coming on the market respectively. However, it came out at 5,171 sales. It's definitely, what is that, a 30% increase over August, which was great because we absolutely need the inventory. So if you are thinking of selling, probably just worried about what you're going to buy, talk to us so we can talk to you about the plan, because there's definitely a lack of inventory, generally speaking. So those new 5,171 new listings, that's 20% down year over year. Okay, so it kind of tells you a year ago we had way more new listings coming in the month of September, and it's up 30% month over month. So we've covered that. So a little bit more inventory, but not really going to move the needle with current sales strength remaining the way that it is. So overall, how many homes can you buy in the Greater Vancouver area? Well, there's 9,236 homes active on the MLS. So to give you an idea, that's down 30% year over year. So we have 30% less homes on the market. Month over month, it's a 2.6% increase. So, you know, we had just over 9,000 earlier in August, which traditionally is a very quiet month. And it's actually just a percentage below the 10-year average. So we're actually in line with the 10-year average in terms of the amount of inventory on the market. So what's happening is our sales are remaining elevated. And as you can see here, we have not dipped below 3,000 sales per month since the month of January. We are not even mid-October, well, almost mid-October, and we are 1,400 sales out of 1,900 listings. Like, we've been selling 50% of all the new listings that come on. And currently we've sold more than that in the month of October. I was feeling like we were probably going to see more listings come on the market, but it just hasn't been that way yet. Could it be around the corner? It could be. Now, as you know, my favorite number is months of inventory. Why? Because it's going to tell you where prices are headed. So broadly speaking, for the market, we only have 2.9 months of inventory to service the current needs of our buy side, the demand side of the marketplace. Remember, between 4 and 6 months of inventory is a balanced market. Anything below 4 months is a seller's market because the inventory cannot keep up with demand. There's just not enough for the amount of buyers that are out there. And over 6 months of inventory is a buyer's market because there's more supply than there is demand. And so that puts a downward pressure on prices. And you can see that reflected in the trend here. Now, as you know, the spring, April, May was basically the peak of the market. And you can see that big price gain that we had here. Currently, we're up at sorry, I'm kind of jumping around here, but let's stick with benchmark price. So this is benchmark price, and then I'll get back to the months of inventory. So benchmark, we hit 1.186 million. That is the highest it's been this year. Wow. And we had a huge, strong increase in prices earlier this year. That has definitely tapered off. It's a more sustained growth. It's more realistic. It's not as hyper and crazy. There's not 20, 30, 40 multiple offers, generally speaking. But we also had a nice jump here. Again, the sales continue to go on and not much inventory came to the market. And you can see that reflected here earlier this year. I mean, we had sub 2 months of inventory in the spring, and it's eased up, as you can see. And that's a reflection. If you come kind of circling back to the listings, you can see that in March, April, May, we had a lot of inventory come on the market, which was great. It was providing some balance for us. We actually had more listings. There were more choices, and you could start to see that the months of inventory started to trend towards more of a balanced market. Now, in terms of benchmark price, we are 0.8% month over month increase and a 13.8% year over year increase in benchmark price. Absolutely fantastic numbers. And there's definitely some different trends going on out there today. Let me quickly jump into the numbers specifically for detached townhomes and condos, just what's happening there in terms of months of inventory for the broad market. And then we're going to get into the detached for Vancouver East and West, and then touch on a couple of interesting things you need to think about right now in regards to interest rates. So let me just get over there. Detached homes, we're going to break this down. There was 958 sales in the month of September. That's up, or sorry, it's down year over year by 30%, slightly higher month over month. Listings, 3,977, months of inventory, 4.2. So you can see we're starting to approach that more balanced market. And the benchmark price for a detached home in Vancouver or Metro Vancouver is 1.828. Wow, up 20% year over year and 1.2% month over month. Then townhomes, 489 sales, listings, 831, 1.7 months of inventory. Holy moly, no wonder the sales to active ratio for this one is 50%. 50% of all townhomes are selling right now with a benchmark price of $963,000, up almost 18% year over year and a point month over month. Condos, 1621 sales, relatively flat year over year and month over month. Listings, 4,366, giving us 2.7 months of inventory. So not a lot of inventory in the marketplace, but it also depends on where you're looking. There's a difference between right downtown Vancouver and other markets just out of the downtown core. Benchmark price is sitting at 738, up 8.4% year over year and half a point month over month. So people are making some money. All right, let's get into the details regarding Vancouver, West and East. So let me shrink my face a little bit for you here. Okay, so, but here is digging into the story and getting what's behind the curtain for detached homes, because 4.2 months of inventory is a very great place to be if you're buying or selling. Not so hard to get in the market. However, if you're selling, there's still strong demand. But is that the case for detached homes on the West Side? Well, we're going to see here, we had 753 listings. There's 753 listings, pardon me. There were 83 sales in September, slightly more than August, about what they were back in February, earlier this year. I mean, we peaked out. You could see right here, the spring market was insane. Now we're coming back, so things are steadying up. Average days on market went from 88 down to 24, and now we're kind of creeping back up to 45, which is a very respectable place to be. Sales to active ratio, we're pretty much have been sitting in a seller's market up until May, when we trended to balance and then into a buyer's market. And you can easily see that in terms of the months of inventory. We were just in a buyer's market earlier this year, and that dropped right down into 3.8 months of inventory and stayed there, and thus you saw the big price increases down here. And now we've been slowly but surely trending up. August, there was a bit of a higher amount, almost 10 months of inventory, and now that's dropped down just a little bit in September to 9.1 months of inventory. So a buyer's market. Benchmark price starting the year at 3.172, and today we're sitting at 3.494. So year over year, you're sitting up 13.5%. And month over month, you're just about 1% over. We had a bit of a drawback here in August in terms of benchmark price, but otherwise you're sitting well. If you're thinking about buying a home on Vancouver West or in Vancouver West, definitely there's going to be some opportunities. These numbers change drastically depending on the price point. If you're thinking about selling, it's all the same. So you got to make sure that you connect with us and we can get your detailed statistics for your marketplace and even down to your neighborhood. Vancouver Eastside, what's going on here? Well, sales are strong, 526 in September, about the same in August, starting the year at 338 with a peak of 714 in May. Sorry, these are listings. I keep doing that backwards. These are your sales here. We're at 138 sales in September, starting off at 110 in January with a high of 222 in April. Average days on market have gone from 38 all the way down to, well, they dipped down to 15 days on market, and now we're sitting about 29 days. So again, very good. Continuously in a seller's market. I mean, there is just no inventory. It popped up a little bit here during the summertime, hitting a balanced market. And now we're still sitting below 4 months of inventory for detached on the east side. Prices started at 1.5 and we're now sitting at 1.7 in Vancouver East. That's up almost 14% year over year. And you're up a point month over month, even though there was a little bit of a softening during the summer. That was actually everyone's opportunity. So depending on what happens here is going to be really influencing prices moving forward. So that's something that we need to look out for. Now, whew, that was a mouthful. A couple of other things we want to touch on: interest rates. The 5-year fixed rates, they are influenced by the bond market. The bond market has moved up a couple of times already this year. So we're not seeing those sub 2% 5-year fixed terms anymore. You can get them in a variable rate mortgage. So there's definitely still ample opportunity out there. But if you are thinking about buying a property right now, you should get out there and get a rate hold, because the bond market has been ramping up and you could see additional rate increases in the near-term future. RBC raised theirs 5-year fix from 1.99 up 20 basis points up to 2.19. So there's some big differences there when you're at these very low records. Don't get me wrong, these are historically low interest rates. They're an excellent rate to be at, and you should definitely be locking in wherever you can so you can take advantage of them. I'm Christine Kopr with Sotheby's Realty. Thank you so much for tuning in for our September market update. I ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned, as well as send us your requests of what you'd like to see on our channel. Take care.